Hello everyone, and welcome to the Originals After Show on the Stream.tv. I'm your host Monique Gelineau with Alexia Pearl and Stephanie Taylor. So usually we have Kate Durocher with us. Unfortunately, she won't be here today, but we're so excited to hear what Stephanie has to say. She's a longtime Originals fan and a fan of the After Show, so we're so happy to have you.
Thank you for having me, ladies.
And don't forget, you guys, to go ahead and join our live chat right below this video, and also tweet us at @theoriginals_AS, and who knows, your comments and questions might make it on the show. So, Thanksgiving came early to the Originals this week, and it was crazy. I felt like this show had so much. This episode had the most things going on in all the episodes, and basically, I think Camille won this time.
Definitely. I mean, that was, first of all, I have to say, one really intense Thanksgiving dinner. It's, never really like that at my family's house, but what can you say in the supernatural world? And Camille, I think Klaus is gonna go back to her. I mean, after what happened with Aurora in the end. I'm not really surprised, though, that happened. She's the crazy one in the show.
I mean, that's the least he could do, is go back to her after all of the things that she's done and gone through to kind of protect him and his family. You kind of have to go back to her.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, he also chooses his family. So in this whole Thanksgiving dinner, we have Lucien and Tristan trying to break up the Originals and trying to break up Elijah and Klaus and separate them. And it didn't work out this time. You know, I'm totally happy about that. What do you think?
I'm really glad that, you know, Klaus picked, first of all, he picked his siblings over what Tristan was offering, because I was a little uncertain there since, you know, Klaus has done horrible things in the past, but it looks like Klaus is really, he's there this time for his siblings.
But do we know for sure that Klaus has picked his sibling? It's like every time we think he's going to do the right thing, he always has a trick up his sleeve, and he doesn't necessarily tell everybody what's going on. So even though he seems like he picked his family, are we positive that that's what he did? I
thought that in the beginning when Freya was doing the spell to try and find Rebecca, and Elijah said, oh, Klaus is off devising his own plan. I'm like, oh, God. Oh, God. What's he doing? What's going on? But then during the Thanksgiving dinner, when he snaps Tristan's neck, I'm like, this has got to turn for the best. And I was so happy in that moment.
I'm happy that, well, I think Klaus really is going to do what he says this time, because he's done so much to Elijah and Rebecca, and this time he seems pretty serious about helping them. So I'm on Klaus's side this time.
The only thing that makes me nervous is, like, everybody's asking him, or Elijah's asking him, do you love her? And he's like, my emotions don't have anything to do with what's going on. So it makes you kind of wonder, how stable is he in choosing his family? Like, what's it going to be like in the near future?
I think the fact that Aurora took Rebecca's body triggered something in Klaus, because, and he said that to her too, like, you took Rebecca and that was the end of any alliance that we had. And in that moment, I believed him.
True,
Definitely,
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She shouldn't have done that. She's messing with the wrong guy. We all know that Klaus, when you mess with him, things are not going to go that good for you. And I think she should have sided with Klaus. I mean, she loved him, so why didn't she just stick by his side this time?
And it makes you wonder if, because she had all of these tricks up her sleeve, the time when they were, you know, compelled to believe they were the original family, it obviously seems like they picked up a few of, you know, their traits back then.
Definitely, so. And like we were saying last episode, it seems like she was just all about power, because she took Rebecca's body and now she's demanding, you know, pushing Klaus around and telling him to do all these things. And so, yeah, I mean, we called it, guys. Last episode we said, you know, and everyone on Twitter, all of our fans said, no, Aurora cannot be trusted. And so I think we called it.
Yeah,
I think we
can't be trusted.
Yeah, so let's talk about her. First of all, that girl fight was awesome.
That was so cool. That was my favorite part of the evening.
Yeah, I was waiting for Haley to come into the Thanksgiving dinner, because she had that whole encounter with Jackson saying, you know, I have to choose the Michelson Thanksgiving, and how upset he was about it, that she wasn't spending that time with him and Hope. And so I'm watching the Thanksgiving dinner, I'm like, where's Haley? She said she was coming. And then when she came out with Freya and totally beat down on Aurora, that was a happy time for me.
I was a little bit surprised that she showed up after what Jackson, you know, he asked her not to do that and stick around for the family Thanksgiving dinner. So that was just a little bit surprising that she actually went ahead and did that.
But I love that she sees the bigger picture. It's like, you know, all the things that Klaus has done to her and Hope and Jackson, she still can put that all aside and stand up for the family that she knows is going to be the best for Hope. So I love that she can put all of her stuff aside and stand up for them, you know?
Right, and it's exactly what she said. Rebecca was there protecting Hope from the beginning. And, you know, when Haley turned into, you know, back to a werewolf, when that whole curse was placed, Rebecca and Freya, Rebecca and then Freya were the ones taking care of her. So I think that she made the right decision to go to the dinner to make sure that she can get out as much information as she can from Aurora.
I think she made the right decision. I was just a little bit surprised because those two seemed like lovebirds and nothing was going to stop them. But now I think their love is kind of on the rocks.
Yeah, definitely.
It's definitely on the rocks, which actually for me, I love that because I'm team Haley and Elijah. Like, I want them to end up together, and it feels like now, hopefully, unfortunately for her, there's a chance that could happen.
And he's right across the street. So.
Right.
Yeah, in the last couple episodes, I'm like, wow, things are looking good for Haley and Jackson. And I was like, okay, changing my tune a little bit. But yeah, in the beginning, in the first couple episodes, I was all for Haley and Elijah. And that kind of seems like it's going to be a reality now. So that's interesting. And Aurora had to deal with 2 of Klaus's exes, which I also really love this episode because it even made her more crazy. She had to deal with Camille being brought up at the Thanksgiving dinner, and then, you know, obviously she kidnapped Camille at the end, so there's some hate there. And then she also sees Haley. So having to see other of Klaus's exes is kind of crazy too.
And it was really funny when she saw Haley. She was like, "Oh, you're the mother of Klaus's child. I've wanted to meet you." I was like, "Do you really want to meet her?" I don't think so.
It's so crazy because at the same time, it's like she's kind of betrayed Klaus at this point, but she's also extremely jealous of him. So it's like interesting to see how the other 2 exes are gonna like line up against her when all this is said and done.
Yeah, because there's no hatred between Camille and Haley. Like, Haley was like, oh, it was my one-night stand. Yeah, it's my baby daddy. But, you know, I don't know. There's a lot of, you know, Klaus and Haley fans out there, and I totally hear you. I see you guys on Twitter, so keep doing you, and we'll see what happens. But also, what got brought up at the Thanksgiving dinner was Aurora's episodes, is what Lucien called it. I wonder what those episodes are. Like, yes, I mean, everyone knows Aurora's crazy, guys. We all know that. But what are her episodes?
I think she has some kind of, not exactly a Ripper situation, but something similar to that. She probably just goes nuts and kills everybody like she did at that monastery. So I think that's what Lucien's talking about.
And that wouldn't be surprising at all. It's like something is just not stable and right about this woman. So and also, Klaus is a little crazy. Maybe he just attracted something a little crazy, and maybe she's having these blackout moments that she doesn't remember, but something's definitely not right about her.
Which makes me really fear for Cammy. First of all, Cammy's a badass. Cammy killed it this episode. I mean, so Anton, obviously, he was babysitting her. She tried to escape, and we're like, oh, okay, it's not gonna work. He's a vampire. And she cuts off his fingers and puts a bottle over his head. That was awesome. I mean, she's not a vampire, but she's going toe to toe with these guys, and she's holding her own. That was awesome.
That was epic. I mean, I don't think, you know, how did she even come up with that plan? Well, she is really clever, but wouldn't you be afraid that he's gonna come and catch you? Even though he'll burn a little bit, he can still harm her, you know what I mean? But she took a big risk when she did that.
And not only did she cut off his fingers, she cut off the daylight ring just precisely. I was like, how did she manage to do that? Like, get the daylight ring off, have him burning, and then, of course, runs into another obstacle, but still.
Yeah, even though so she runs into Aurora, who stuffs her in a car, but until that moment, she was doing pretty well. And just being around vampires for so long, just the fact of knowing to take off that daylight ring was incredible. And having the cojones to bring up Klaus's name and say, okay, do whatever you want to me, Anton, but Klaus is going to be happy about it and he's going to kill you. So, I mean, to have Klaus on your side, that's a pretty good thing to have, I guess, in your back pocket.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's going to help that much in this situation. I mean, of course it's Klaus, but Aurora is really crazy, and I don't know if she's going to hurt Cammy before Klaus finds her in time.
She just has too much collateral. It's like she's got Rebecca, now she's got Camille. Like, what's gonna happen next? It's crazy right now.
it's like a battle of power between her and Klaus. They're always fighting.
And I wonder what she's going to do to Cammy. I mean, she captured her. What could she possibly want with her other than maybe leverage over Klaus? I mean, she got leverage over Klaus with Rebecca. That didn't work, and now she captured Cammy. I mean, I don't know who's next that she can capture. I hope it's not Baby Hope. It just popped into my head. But
if she captures Hope, she's in for a real beating with Haley. I mean, that was probably just a little slap in the face. If she takes Hope, Haley is going to kill her. So,
oh yeah,
yeah.
And so and the whole werewolf pack will. I mean, and Jackson and Klaus. I mean, she'll have the whole gang up against her. So
oh yeah,
that will not be good for her.
Yeah, if she even tries to go to Hope, like, she's got everybody against her. I feel like Rebecca will come up out of the water and attack her if she does anything to Hope. And plus, you know, Hope's got these, like, latent powers that are just coming out every once in a while, so who knows what'll happen.
Yeah, I'm so, like, we said that a couple episodes back. I'm so excited to see, I don't know if it's going to happen this season, maybe next season, the powers that Baby Hope is going to have. That's really exciting. But going back to Rebecca being under the water, I hope Rebecca can swim. I don't know how that's working. I guess she's just being preserved in the coffin how she is, and I hope it's water resistant.
That better be one waterproof coffin.
Yeah. So the next thing for the originals is that they have to get the coordinates, and Aurora has one, and Tristan has the other, right?
Yeah.
So Lucian has nothing, so he goes back to Klaus. I think Lucian is going to get stabbed in the back. What about you?
I think Lucian made the right decision in giving Klaus the medallion, because if he didn't, he would be kind of stuck with Tristan, who right now is captured by Klaus and Elijah. What's he going to do there? So if he really does align with Klaus, then I think he's safe for now.
But you know what's crazy? The thing I thought about immediately when I saw him give Klaus a medallion is, like, you can't trust Lucian. So if he gave him the medallion, does that mean that if they get Davina and she does whatever it is she needs to do, is Klaus having that in his possession actually going to hurt him? Like, is that what he wanted to do in the first place?
Oh my gosh, I didn't even think of that.
Think about that. The only thing that came across my mind was, I wonder if that's the original medallion. But that sounds even crazier.
Because he gave it over too easy. It was too easy. Something's not right.
Wow, that's a lot more likely. I feel like the originals writers will go along with that over, like, me thinking, like, oh, it's just a prop. Like, it's you know, that's not the real medallion he's giving over, but that's a lot more backstabby.
No.
I hope
I'm so scared for Klaus now. Now that you said that, I'm really worried for him. That could actually happen, because Lucian is so sneaky like that.
Yeah. So bringing up Davina, she's gone now. She's been exiled. She was ambushed and, you know, told to get out basically and shunned from all of the 9 covens. And in the beginning, I was wondering, like, is Vincent helping her? You know, is he really just, you know, trying to get rid of her? And is he as hurt as the other witches are? But looks like he's aligned with Marcel, and Marcel obviously loves Davina and wants to take care of her, like, you know, like a little sister or something. So I don't know what's in store for Davina.
And I think that Vincent and Marcel, they seem pretty beat up about it. They don't know if they made the right decision. So, I mean, we have to see what's going to happen to her, because she seemed pretty down. She was in a pub. I don't know if she's allowed to be in there, but that was interesting. But I hope everything's okay for her. I mean, it's really on Marcel and Vincent. I think they're trying to do the best thing for her, though.
And the thing about Davina is she's so stubborn that it's like, is she going to take anybody's help after this? Like, she's so stubborn that now, after all of this has happened, she was regent because Vincent told her that she should do it, and then he turned his back on her. Nobody's explained anything to her. Is she gonna even trust them to help her after this?
Yeah, I think the best thing for her would be for this plan to come out into daylight, and for her to see that, you know, the only reason that Vincent plotted against her with the rest of the witches is for her safety. To be honest, I don't think she's going to listen to it, because, like she told Vincent, anyone comes after me, I have the ancestors on my side, and I'm going to take them down. So, I mean, she doesn't have the ancestors anymore, and I think that came as a real hurt to her ego, and, you know, just to her emotions too. Like, she's literally has nothing.
Yeah, I mean, all that happened. She's really young too. So, but I think Marcel just has the best intentions for her, because Davina's kind of like a little sister to Marcel, and so I'm hoping that she's going to be okay and Marcel's going to continue to watch over her, you know, with Vincent. So she'll be okay as long as they're over there for her.
But you know what's interesting is that even though Marcel is trying to protect her, he's now in this weird, sticky situation. Because he's with the Strix, he's also conspiring against them with the original family, and he's trying to protect Davina, who they need in order to do whatever they need to do for their master plan. So is him helping her actually going to hurt her in the end?
I don't know. I think the best thing for her would be to get out of town. So her being in a bar, drinking away her sorrows, which, like you said, she might not even be 21. So I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, I think Marcel's original plan was to get her out of town, and that needs to happen.
But another thing, now that she's probably really pissed off right now. So what if she ends up going on the side of the Strokes to kind of retaliate? You know what I mean? I don't know if she still has the powers, enough power to do that, but she might do something like that.
Yeah, because as much as she wants to be, you know, separate from Klaus and not, you know, not want to be in any way alike him, she is. And we've seen that throughout the seasons. And what if this starts her downward spiral?
That's true. And you know what's interesting is that might actually be leverage, the fact that Rebecca is gone, because she knows at least that even though she feels like everybody else kind of betrayed her, she knew that Rebecca was trying to get Cole back. So maybe once she finds out that Rebecca's been taken, she'll kind of align back with them, even though all this stuff just happened to her, because she's adamant about getting Cole back too.
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully she doesn't see that all is lost and Rebecca's at the bottom of the ocean. And yeah, hopefully she's optimistic about it. That'd be great. But we've also come to learn that the prophecy is coming true, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, Elijah, we see this flashback of Elijah seeing the Thanksgiving table and having the wine overturned and everything looks a mess. And that came to be this Thanksgiving. Scary thought. So go ahead and tweet us at @theoriginals_AS and join our live chat. It's just below this video. And we'll see you guys after this break.
Just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live, this is for you.
I love it. That was freaking love.
Oh my God.
I didn't see any of this coming. Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah,
I was like,
good.
woo!
How did you get here? No.
Like, kill him. Kill him. Definitely kill him. We're cool. Shade. Shade left and right, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies, let's put your 2 cents in.
Rubbed me the wrong way and the right way.
But you were like, well, we want to know what's going to happen.
That was cute.
We just want to say we love you all. Thank you so much for your support. You are all seriously the best in the world.
Another beautiful summer at the stream.tv, y'all.
Here we go, guys.
Thank you for being here. Peace out.
Bye, guys.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Originals After Show. So, our fan base is huge. We love you guys. You're the reason why we do this. And so we have comments and questions from all of you guys and you guys can also go ahead and join that. It's at @theoriginals_AS. So Alexia, what do we have?
First question is by Honeybee500. Drinking and cleaning, what kind of supernatural hostage situation is this?
I was so pissed at Anton when he's like, oh, go ahead and get me a beer. I was about to throw something at the TV when I saw that. You do not talk to a woman like that. You don't talk to anybody like that.
Yeah, that was wrong of him to say.
And that actually probably helped to kind of fuel her like ammunition to kind of get back at him. Like he's demanding things and she's having a few sips. So by the time she's through like, what, 1 or 2 beers, she's ready to chop some fingers off.
Yeah.
And I was like, is she really drunk during this situation? But it turns out our girl, she's really clever and cuts off that guy's finger, gets the daylight ring. So go, Cammy. Okay, next question. Castle Lover 20. What I want to know is why did it take Haley so long to cross the street?
That's a good question. That you are right across the street. Dinner's getting cold. You don't care at all that your husband is waiting there. He's nowhere to be seen while you're fighting for the original family. What did take her so long? That's a good question.
Basically, we just need more Haley in the episode, so keep us more updated because we need to see her face more.
Next question is by Matthew Twehard. Lucian, Tristan, and Aurora in the room together. It should be fine, right?
Dun dun dun. I think that was epic just seeing Lucian and Aurora's first interaction and the fact that Klaus stole that moment away from him when he like kisses Aurora's hand and said, "Oh, you look beautiful." Just the look on Lucian's face. I felt bad for him in that moment.
I know, even though I don't really like the guy, I was just, you know, when love comes in, you're just kind of like, "Oh," but once you realize it's Lucian, you're like, you deserve it.
And it's so interesting because none of them can be trusted, obviously. But then, you know, just trying to see the dynamics when all of them were claiming that they were on their sireline side, to see them interact and not have like any sort of vice against each other, that was really, really interesting. Nice little dinner party.
Next question. Nasha Purple 666. Elijah asked Klaus if he loves her. Who is her? Please tell me he was talking about Cammy.
That's what I was wondering too. When Elijah said, "Who do you love?" I'm like, wait, we were just talking about Aurora and we were just talking about Cammy. So which one was he referring to?
That's actually a really, really good point. I didn't think about that till just then. Like, I automatically assumed they're talking about Aurora, but could definitely be talking about Cammy.
Right, because while we were watching it, you asked that. You said, wait, who is he talking about? And I think you said Aurora, and then I said Cammy. So it could be both. Who is Klaus in love with? That's a good question.
Guess we'll have to keep watching and find. I think he loves Cammy right now. I mean, he probably has feelings for Aurora, but deep down, he loves Cammy more than her.
Well, Cammy's not conniving. Aurora's the crazy one, and Aurora likes to have all the power, and yeah, things aren't looking good if you're with someone like that.
Cammy really understands him, it seems like. She brings out those feelings that he keeps locked up inside.
She definitely brings out the good in Klaus, which nobody else is very good at doing. And, you know, it's just, he knows that if he's going to choose his family over love, then Aurora has already kind of been too far gone for that. He's got to choose Cammy, hopefully, if he's smart.
All right, and then we also have a live chat going on. It's just below this video. And so what do we have there, Stephanie?
All righty, from Mika Malice, we have, I have no idea why they haven't killed all 3 of them yet. I mean, come on. And that's got to be the best comment. I mean, what do you guys think? I'm like, you're entertaining the fact that all 3 of them are just despicable and they're all working against you and they're still alive. That's not the Klaus and Elijah I know.
Right, it seems like they're being so forgiving and so, yeah, just letting them live, and that would be an easy solution. I mean, we were wondering for a while, oh, maybe Klaus does still have feelings for Aurora, but even in that first scene of the episode where he's in the bedroom with her, he looks miserable. And, you know, he goes over and kisses her, but then we see what happens at the dinner party, so killing them all would definitely be a solution.
Yeah, I was wondering too why, but now you know that Aurora and Tristan, they know where Rebecca is. So if you kill one, you don't really know where she's going to be anymore. And also, what was it with Lucian, the medallion? So they needed to get that from him. If they would have killed the guy, then the secret weapon is still going to be out there and they wouldn't know where it's at. So they still like need them to use them for a little bit of things here and there. And after that, they should kill them. And I was wondering, why didn't they compel them? Why not? They're the originals.
Yeah, that's what we were trying to figure out while we were watching this episode. And they brought that up. Elijah's like, oh, I can just compel you. And then Aurora says, oh, did you think we'd come here vulnerable? So what are they doing? We were talking about how much vervain can you take and still be alive and well as a vampire. I don't even know if that would work. So I think they should have at least tried to compel them.
Because it's happened before on the Vampire Diaries with Catherine. So that's what I think they kind of did this time.
Just little bits of vervain.
Yeah.
There's got to be something, or maybe there's a witch that's working with them. Something is just not right with them saying that they're protected. And the fact that Klaus and Elijah and Freya even believe them, that shows that there's some sort of a loophole going on. Because even if you kill at least Tristan, you can kind of use Marcel to get the latitude or the longitude. So what's really going on where they can't use their powers? That's really interesting.
You're really right about the witch could help them with the compulsion. I didn't even think of that because, you know, since Lucian had some type of cure for a werewolf bite, this could be something else that they use.
Like the witch that Aya used?
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Oh, they got the Strix in their back pocket, they got Aya in their back pocket, and this witch. Well, guys, we really want to hear from you. Join the live chat below and our live chat for next episode, and also tweet us at the originals_AS and subscribe to the stream.tv, and we'll see you guys next week.
For more of the Originals After Show,
Click that button and subscribe to the stream.tv.